Hello everyone, this is part 9, I believe, of my engine rebuild. This is on a 1977 Harley Davidson Ironhead, and of course my channel name is Do It Yourself Harley. Sorry about my last video, it cut out a little early because I can only do 30 minutes video per session, I guess. And basically what I've done is, since the last video, I've put my new bolts in for here, put my heads on, got them finally fully installed, everything's good. Timing, I actually went ahead and turned everything around with the gearing. I'll give you a little rundown of that. Is basically you remove this nut here, pop it off, get this piston on top dead center, front piston on top dead center. You'll actually see the dot inside your peephole on the other side, and then you line all your gears to the correct spots. There's tons of videos out there about that, so I'll just let you look at those. But we are replacing all of the bolts with Allen heads. Now, these came from a website called alloybolts.com, and yeah, I'm impressed. They're awesome. So, what we're going to do is, and this is rather difficult to do, this is not easy. Of course, you got to start out with one bolt in hand. That way, you can go ahead and hold the gasket up while getting it lined. It's kind of a pain, being honest. So what happens is the gears are all dropped down, and like I said, it can be rather difficult to get all those gears to basically line back up. So it takes a little finagling, a little finessing. It's always one gear. Okay, there we go. So that worked out. We got it pretty much on there, but we don't want to go all the way. We want to make sure that we look down in the cracks and make sure we got this going in correctly. Now, we want to go ahead and get all of our bolts pretty much in. Now, some of them are going to, of course, be longer than others, but it is pretty difficult to get it on as far as that goes. But just do some wiggling and it should go right in there. Now, I was going to replace this main seal inside here, but I decided not to because, well, first of all, it's not leaking, and yeah, so I'm not going to put myself through that kind of pain and stress. Try to get that sucker in there. But what we're wanting to do here is make sure that all the holes line up with it, with all the bolts. Like I said, which can be a pain, which most of the time it is. You just have to get you an eyeball on a spot, just kind of look through, because some of these are not going to line up, especially with the aftermarket shit. I believe that one goes right there. I could be wrong. Like I said, some of these are longer than others, so you really have to pay attention. They're just like slightly longer. This one's slightly longer, so that one must go here, I guess. Not sure. Don't think that one goes there. It goes there. And this one. Let's see now. That's too long. This one's too long too. Oh, that's a better fit for it. Okay, so let's see. And before you butt it up, you definitely want to have all your bolts in, because that's what's going to help you in the long run. Having all them bolts in there, having them all through the little holes and all that good stuff. Okay, so now pretty good shape. Push it up a little bit. And then we get out our Allen wrench, which I believe it's this size here. And we just begin screwing them down. And just take them on nice and slow. You may feel a little bit resistance. And then just ease them on down. Want to make sure you do it evenly, that way the gasket spreads properly. Okay, so we just popped it on the rest of the way. Apparently there was a little bit of friction there somewhere. Like I said, I've upgraded to where to Ironhead bolts, which, like I said, the kit was relatively cheap. It was only like $54. It's off Alloy Bolts, ALLOY BOTZ. BOLTZ, by the way. And okay, so we'll just pick a point, start tightening. We're going to go around in just a circle here. Hopefully we won't have no leaks. Just wouldn't be the same if it didn't leak a little bit. Cover on there close. I think that one might be stripped out, but we don't want to take our chances. We're going to tighten them down. I know that ain't all the way down. Yeah, these can't be all the way down. Must be something's not right here. Okay, well, we're not going to push our luck. Looks like everything's pretty much aligned correctly. And, yeah, went together relatively easy. And it looks like, you can see the gasket all the way around. Okay, so I can see the gasket all the way around, which is a good thing. See, that bolt's loose. That bolt's loose too. Same thing with that one. So we're going to take this apart and figure out why. Shouldn't be that loose. Looks like we've got a little oil in there. So gotta get our air duster out. Shoot a little air in there. Get the air out of there. Whatever, or get the oil out of there, whatever grime is in there. So I'll get your regular old air duster out. Shoot you some air in there. And just make sure it's clear. Once you've established that they're clear, Put them suckers back in. Hopefully, it'll go down this time. Hopefully. I said I think these ones might be stripped out from the previous owner. Nope, there they go. Okay, so yeah, I just need a little bit of cleaning out. Tell you what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna spray a little WD-40 in these ones, and then loosen all that crap up, and then blow it out. And that should help. So whatever grime was in there getting it, causing it to get stuck, that'll fix that problem. Apparently it was like some kind of hydro lock or something like that. Not really sure, but occasionally we'll run into problems like that. Just screw it down. Okay, now we're getting somewhere. There we go. So we'll do the same thing to the top one here. Let that stuff sit in there for 5 or 6 seconds. Blow it out. Take your new bolts, screw them in. Of course, after all this, like I said, I'll polish it up, clean it up, make it look real good. And then, like I said, I'll be putting the primary case cover on next, which I probably won't make a video for because it's pretty much, well, you know what, actually I probably will. It's a little bit different from this. And you just gotta tighten these just where you think they're just decently tight. You gotta have definitely some mechanic skills to be able to understand. And then you just go around all your bolts, make sure they're good and tight. Which this, like I said, this Ironhead kit will definitely, I'll include the link in the description, but it'll definitely make your life a hell of a lot better and a hell of a lot easier. And then of course, just go back, clean her up a little bit. Of course, you're gonna clean her after she gets on. You know, you put her back up, or put her back on the motorcycle. But since it's hot outside now, like for me, earlier I was doing most of these and everything when it was a little cold outside. So you kind of want to factor that in when you're putting bolts in. Sometimes you may have to torque them down a little extra in order to be able to achieve a 65 pounds cold, 65 pounds of pressure cold, or 65 pounds of torque cold is something like 55 pounds warm, you know, when everything expands. So when you're doing it cold, you want to torque these bad boys down. You know, if you guys want to with the manual, you guys can torque them down to whatever, you know, the suggested poundage is. But for like these, where they suggest 30 pounds, I would suggest if it's cold outside and the engine's not warmed up, 35, 40 pounds. It's not going to hurt anything. That way, when everything expands, it's not actually loose and causing damage. So, but there she is, guys. So that's on. That's pretty much it. And then I'll have to put my cable and put all this back in at a later date. But for the most part, like I said, that's it. And of course, these 2 bolts are the generator bolts, which I believe the alloy bolt kit did come with those. I'm not really sure. I'll have to check. But it did come, like I said, with majority of the stuff, which I think I messed up. I think I forgot to put this in there. Yep, I did. Okay, well, I'll have to take that case cover back off. Lovely. Forgot to install the brake lever. Don't forget about that. Yeah, don't forget about this piece. Getting a little ahead of myself. I knew it couldn't be that easy. But anyways, guys, please like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next episode.